Hello students, welcome to ePhysics. Students, in this video we will be discussing few important questions related to the chapter that we have studied, that is the properties of triangle. Students, the first question is on the screen. The acute angles of a right angle triangle are in the ratio 2:1. Now, a right angle triangle is given over here. The question says it is a right angled triangle. Now, if it is a right angled triangle, therefore we know that one of the angles of the triangle is obviously 90 degree and the other two angles will be the acute angles, of course, and they are in the ratio 2:1. Let us consider, let the acute angles be 2x and 1x. Okay, let the acute angles be 2x and 1x. And students, we know that we have studied in the previous video that the sum of the two acute angles of a right angle triangle will be equal to 90 degree. Okay? Now, therefore, 2x plus of x will be equal to 90 degree. Now, when we solve it, we get 3x is equals to 90 degree. Therefore, x is equals to 90 upon 3, which is equals to 30. Therefore, the angles, okay, one of the angle is 2x, which is equals to 2 multiplied by 30, which is equals to 60 degree. The other angle we have considered is 1x. It is 1 multiplied by 30, which is equals to 30 degree. And the third angle is 90 degree. Okay, when we add all these three angles, we will get the sum of these angles is equals to 180 degree. That according to the angle sum property of the triangle, we know that sum of all angles of a triangle is equals to 180 degree. Now let's move to the next question here. The second question is on the screen now, students. It is saying that each of the two angles of an isosceles triangle, let us make the isosceles triangle first over here. Let us consider this is an isosceles triangle having two sides equal, and each of the two angles of an isosceles triangle is twice the third angle. Let us consider this is the third angle, which is equals to, let us make it as x, and the other two angles is equal to twice the third angle, therefore it will be 2x each. So let the third angle be x, and the other two angles be 2x each according to the question. So students, we know from angle sum property of the triangle, we know that sum of all the angles of the triangle, that is x plus 2x plus 2x will be equal to 180 degree. Here it is equals to 5x equals to 180 degree. Now which is equals to x equals to 180 divided by 5, okay, which is equals to 36. Therefore, now we have got x equals to 36. Okay, now the third angle is, we have considered x is equals to 36 degree, and the other two angles is equals to 2x each, okay, which is equals to 2 multiplied by 36 degree each, which is equals to 72 degree each. Therefore, in this triangle we will be having one 36 degree angle and two 72 degree angles. Is it clear? So this is how we will be solving these kind of questions. Now let's move to the next type of question. Now here students, we have the third question on the screen. It is saying that if one of the angle of a triangle, let us make the triangle first. If one of the angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the other two angles, let us consider that this is angle A, this is angle B, this is angle C. Now let us consider that angle A is equals to the sum of the other two angles, that is angle B plus angle C. It is already given in the question. Okay. Now, so we have to show that this triangle is a right angled triangle. Okay. Now, how will we solve it, students? We know from the angle sum property of triangle, angle sum property of triangle, that sum of all the angles, angle A plus angle B plus angle C, will be equal to 180 degree. Here we can write it as angle A plus, here students, it is already given, we have considered it that the angle B plus angle C will be equal to angle A. So we can replace it with angle A, which is equals to 180 degree. Now angle A plus angle A is equals to twice of angle A equals to 180 degree, which can be written as angle A is equals to 180 divided by 2, which is equals to 90 degree. Here we can see that angle A is equals to 90 degree. Now we have studied, students, in the previous video when we were classifying the different type of triangles on the basis of angles. We have considered that if we have a triangle and if there is 190 degree angle, then that type of triangle will be called as right angle triangle. And any triangle can have only 190 degree angle. Okay. Now here we have got that this triangle ABC have a 90 degree angle. Therefore, triangle ABC is a right angled triangle. So this is how we solve these kind of questions. Let's move to the next question now. Now students, we have the third question here, and this is, students, what I consider is one of the most important questions of this video, and after this we will be ending the video. Now here we have a triangle in which twice of angle A is equals to 3 times angle B, and which is also equal to 6 times angle C. Now how will we solve it, student? Let's see it. Let us consider, students, that twice of angle A is equals to thrice of angle B is equals to 6 times angle C is equals to X. Okay, let us consider it is equals to X. Okay, now what should be done now? Now students, we can write twice of angle A is equals to X. Therefore, angle A will be equal to X upon 2. Okay. Now let's see the next part, that is thrice of angle B is also equals to X. Therefore, angle B will be equal to X upon 3. Now let's move to the third part, that is 6 times angle C is also equals to X. Therefore, angle C will be equal to X upon 6. And students, we already know from the angle sum property of triangle. Okay, angle sum property of triangle, that is sum of all the angles, that is angle A plus angle B plus angle C will be equal to 180 degree. Here angle A is equals to X upon 2 plus angle B is equals to X upon 3 plus angle C is equals to X upon 6 is equals to 180 degree. Now when we take the LCM of 2, 3 and 6, we get LCM is equals to 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 multiplied by X is 3X plus 6 divided by 2 is 3 is 2, and 3 multiplied by X is 2X plus 6 divided by 6 is 1 multiplied by X is X equals to 180 degree. Now afterwards we can write it as 3x plus 2x plus 1x is equals to 6x is equals to 180 multiplied by 6, where 6 and 6 gets cancelled, therefore x is equals to 180. Okay, now let's see what is angle A equal to. Angle A is equals to x upon 2, which is equals to 180 upon 2, which is equals to 90 degree. And angle B is equals to x upon 3, which is equals to 180 upon 3, which is equals to 60 degree. And angle C is equals to x upon 6, which is equals to 180 upon 6, which is equals to 30 degrees. And when we add all these angles, that is 90 degree plus 60 degree plus 30 degree, it will be equal to 180 degree. So students, this is how we solve the different kind of questions according to the video that we have studied in the last day. Okay. Now students, here in this video we have applied all the things that we have studied there, and I hope you understood the things very nicely. Thank you very much for watching the video.